love this time of year and the change of weather. And it's just creating so much opportunity for us coming into the last quarter of the year. And I always say, man, the market share you lose the last quarter, you'll never gain. And the market share you gain, you'll never lose. Well, hey, welcome, everyone. I'm going to turn it over to the illustrious Russell Inyard. Rock and roll.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. We got a special treat for you today. I know we got a couple minutes before everybody's jumping on. I'm sending out my last messages right now. For those of you that don't use Reach, it's my favorite program. For those of you that are in my group, you know where the messages come from each day. Learned actually from Jay Kinder. In any event, today we have a very close friend of mine. He and I just got done doing a 5-week class for most of my group, where we take you through like $30,000+ worth of training for free. There's no way we could squeeze it into whatever we have today, 25, 30 minutes. So what Michael is going to do is he's going to take you. And by the way, if you don't know Michael Tennant, you can check him out. He'll put his Instagram and Facebook business and all that stuff up here. But he has thousands and thousands and thousands of views on his videos. He posts regularly. He went from having almost no online presence at all to everyone knowing who he is in the social media world. And he didn't get there easily, and he didn't get there for free. So he took the really expensive Krista Mayshore program. For those of you that know Phil Stringer, that was here. He's well connected with Phil. As a matter of fact, after Phil taught for Brent, he met with Michael. So Michael is a leader in the industry when it comes to connecting with people through social media, then putting them into a click funnel where by the time they get to him, they are ready to sign. And I actually had the opportunity at Build this last, whatever it was, August, to sit with Krista Mayshore for a minute. And she said, hey, this is how it works nowadays with social media. If you get your click funnels right, there's 3 pieces to signing agent or buyers and sellers. Number 1, you have to get the lead. Number 2, which is the hardest part when you get a lead that you don't know, is convincing them that you're the right person to go with. And then number 3, once you have the listing or the buyer, it's actually finding and closing the transaction, right? Those are the 3 pieces that a real estate agent has to accomplish. And what she said with social media and ClickFunnels is when you have these amazing social media posts going out, and then they end up in your ClickFunnel, by the time they call you, you're already a trusted professional. They already have a relationship with you, whether you know it or not, and they're ready to sign. She says, Russell, it's the easiest signings in the world. So all you have to do on part 3 is actually close the deal. And I know there's magic to that too, but I would argue that parts 1, getting the leads, and then part 2, convincing them to go with you, are the 2 hardest parts of what we do. So this is going to be accomplished here in about 25 minutes. Michael's going to give you something you can take away today and start posting on social media today. However, if you stay to the end, he will collect information from you, and he will send you the 5-week course we just went through for free. So without further ado, and I don't want to take any more of his time because I know he's going to try to jam a whole bunch of, AI and social media ClickFunnels into 25 minutes, I will hand it over to Michael.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. What's up, guys? Really happy to be here. Yeah, I won't do much of an intro, but yeah, I run a mortgage branch in Folsom, and literally this is, we did like an hour to hour and a half for like 5 or 6 weeks with this. So I'm going to give you a crash course to give you an idea of what's possible. And then hopefully we can connect later on and do it all, right? My only goal here is to provide value for you guys and show you what's possible as someone that literally beginning of the year had like 150, 200 followers on Instagram. I didn't really do it. But I want to kind of show you what you can do. So let me just jump into it. Let me do a screen share real quick. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Is this it right here? Yeah. Okay.
By the way, that's Jenny. She's the magic behind everything.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Okay. All right. I assume you guys can see all this. Okay. All right. So let me bump this up, and I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples. So of how to do some of this too. So 1 sec here. Okay. Like I said, I won't go over too much of these slides too long because there's so much, but there's basically 4 or 5 parts to this. And the whole idea is that you are going to be able to get leads from your social media content that you post to be able to drive traffic to a click funnel, to be able to gather information from a warm lead that saw several of your posts, several of your videos, and said, you know what, I want to engage with that person because I know, like, and trust them. And then you're going to gather the information through a click funnel, put it in your CRM, be able to communicate with them. And that information is going to come directly to your cell phone via text message when you set up the communication. So, like I said, there's basically 4 main parts. So, ton of stuff here, but we're gonna bang it out. So you've got brand mastery and identity is the first thing. You got to know who you are, what your target audience is, what you value you provide, and what makes you stand out. That's critical. Then you're going to be able to have to create the content and content delivery correctly to have effective results and to get people to engage. Then you're going to take all that hard work and all that really good content, because you have great content pillars, and you're going to create Facebook ads and marketing with it. Lastly, you're going to drive the traffic via ClickFunnels and landing pages to sequenced out videos that will pertain to like a first-time home buyer, or to like rural property, or if you're selling condos or luxury real estate. You're going to create these content pillars that will drive traffic to those to make them engage with you. Okay. So real quick, what's the whole idea behind where the real estate market is now, right? In the last 2020, 2021, people want to buy because they have 2.75 interest rate. And it was just a crazy time. So you didn't have to do much, right? You just list the house, you get a bunch of offers, maybe a little bit of work. People call me, they want to refinance. Hey, yeah, 2.5, take it. Awesome, right? We're not there anymore, right? 8% rates, limited inventory. People have the fear of making a mistake now. So this arrow you see in the middle, that's you. You have to get the buyer or your future seller to the end. And that is where you have to gain their their trust, right? And become someone they see as someone they should work with for the rest of their life. And this will help you do that. Okay, so among this, I won't spend much time, but this is, I think, a perfect example of defining your brand. So real quick, is McDonald's, do they try to be like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse? No, they don't, but they know exactly what. They know their target audience and who they want to be. And they have mastered that niche of quick, easy food at cheap prices, and they're wildly successful, right? Next example is Toyota. Does Toyota try to be Ferrari or Rolls-Royce? No, but I think that the number 1 or 2 selling car brand in the world, it's because what have they done? Identified their target audience, and they know who they're going to cater to. Then let's take it up, right? We got Rolex. So these 2 first, McDonald's and Toyota, they advertise, they do things, right? Because again, they've identified that getting out there. Do you see Rolex advertise? Not really, right? Maybe some like elite tennis tournaments or whatever else, but they've defined themselves as the expert over time with such quality that they also know their target audience and how they do it. And lastly is Ferrari, right? The opposite of Toyota. Is Ferrari better than Toyota? Maybe, nicer car, but what do they know? Target audience and who their brand is and what they're going after. So all these are wildly successful, but it just shows you can do it, but you've got to know who you are and what your niche is going to be and how you're going to target your niche. And that's the fundamental of your content. Okay. Real quick, as an example, I only show you this because you want to have the same thing on all of your socials. This is like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and I think YouTube. So you want to have the same picture. You want to have a clean, professional look, right? You don't want to have different pictures and old pictures and whatever else it is. We can dive more into that later, but just showing you as how you should tee up all of your socials. Okay. And as an example, if Nike does it, then it's probably a good idea for you to do it too, right? They have the same thing. Okay. All right. So let's talk about content real quick. Okay. So there's 2 types of content, right? There's the content that goes viral where literally someone's, like doing a goofy dance or like something super funny, but that is like a one-hit wonder. Okay. That is not sustainable success. So the people that are here long-term and create business are the ones that have real value. So you need to focus on value all the time. Okay. So that's trendy. Not saying you shouldn't do maybe a couple things here and there, but what you want to be on is the other side. You want to be value-based and you want to have the consistent, sustained growth by being informative and providing quality content. So what this comes out to be is something called infotainment, right? So you want to be informative, but entertaining at the same time, okay? So the best thing to do is, again, define what you know best and tell the world about it, right? There's a bunch of people trying to be everyone else. Be yourself, right? It works better. The things that you don't like about yourself are actually what help you stand out from everyone else, okay? Okay, here's a couple examples. So these are some of my videos, and I'm a lender, right? But not everybody wants to buy a house every single day. And if I'm always talking about interest rates and like loan products, boring, right? Now, do I have that content? Yes. But what am I really trying to do? I'm trying to position myself as the expert when it comes to financially positioning yourself to have a better life and create wealth, because that is something I can make content about every single day. And I do Monday through Friday. I post shorts and reels every single day. I don't miss, because that's what it takes to have your sustained growth you're looking for. But real quick, some of this you can see: boosting your credit, why you shouldn't pay off your home, right? 3 simple steps to set your child up for life, right? Why you've been lied to about debt. So these different things that people come to my page and say, I'll give you some more examples as I'm talking, right? Like, oh, I saw Michael talk about how to invest money in a high yield savings account. Or he talked about, like an Airbnb, or talked about investment property, or talked about a 529 plan, or building a trust, or buying in a trust. One of those things is going to register with someone different every single time, right? So that is why like 8 out of 10 of my posts are about wealth building, because that is my main pillar. Like I said, I'll have the mortgage videos, right? I'll have the stuff for first-time home buyers, but that's more in the funnels. You want to bring them in with quality content. Then you can divert with your funnels of how you want to have those more tailored videos to specific buyers. Okay, so here's an example. I won't play it, but this one has like, I think this is old, like 130 or 40,000 views now. Jenny did one about a DSCR video. And what does that equate to? All these messages about people reaching out. You then take it from there and put it in your CRM. And then I'll show you the end product, like I was talking about too. Literally text when I get new leads. And this, again, just to remind you guys, in like January, I had none of this. And I'm not an expert. I've just fumbled my way through this. So literally, I now have leads showing up on my phone that I can reach out to, that from my content, my videos, my stuff, that I'm paying literally no one else to run it for me. So, okay, so real quick, bear with me. I'm going to jump up. Russ asked me to give you guys a quick example of like how to record. So we're going to scoot through this real quick. I'm going to show you like 30 seconds of how to record a video. Then we'll show you like the editing apps, and we'll hopefully squeeze all that in. So bear with me 1 sec. I'm going to switch to cell phone version. 1 sec. So I'm going to stand up real quick and just show you guys how to do this. Jenny's going to record me real quick to give you guys an example.
Michael, I know you have like a $10,000 camera right there, but you need nothing more than your cell phone, right?
Right. So you guys can see like my face now?
Nope.
No? Okay. You can still see my belly?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
it's your hand.
So you know what? I'll sit down and do it. It's okay. We'll do it this way. Sorry, guys. We're trying to throw all this together at once. So, okay. So here's what you do. And this is a tactic that I started doing that works really, really well. So there's a lot of things you have to overcome when you start getting on camera. First of all, you're going to hate how you sound, hate how you look. Just get used to it. It's part of it. Everyone does. Okay, move on. Next, what you're going to do is this. So you're going to have your script, right? Let's say I have my script, and I'll show you in Chat GPT real quick how you can do that. So you're going to have your script. And if you want to have it in an email you sent yourself, perfect. If you want to have it on a printed piece of paper, perfect. But you're going to have your script, and you're going to go line by line. You're going to press record with your cell phone. That's all I use, and like a ring light. You don't have to buy a camera or do anything else. So you're going to hit play. You're going to get yourself situated wherever you want to record, and I'll just make it up, right? So let's assume I looked at it. I got my first line. Did you know that you can actually buy a home today and still get a 2.75% interest rate? Let me show you how. Now, if I like that, I'm going to look at my camera and say, keep. Okay, that's for me later, or for your video editor if you have one. Let's say I try to do that again. hey, did you know that you can buy a house today and get a, crap, what was I going to say? I go, cut. And then you do that every single line. You don't have to memorize your whole script. You don't have to do anything else. That way, when you go back through your video to edit it, you simply just look for yourself to say, keep cut. And then boom, you hit play once. You've probably got like a 5-6 minute video that you're going to cut down to like a minute and you're good to go. And that is how you record by yourself every single time. Okay. Okay. And again, all you need is your cell phone. So I know that was quick, but that is how you can eliminate having to complicate it. And you don't have to go hit play, stop, and try to memorize it. And I know right now you probably think, oh, that sounds pretty cool. You have no idea when you don't do it that way, like how much trial and error that we've gone through, like trying to make it. And that's just the simplest way to do it. Okay.
Michael, when you're doing it in line by line like that, does it not feel a little jumpy, or when you stitch that back together, does it feel like one seamless message reasonably?
Go watch my videos and tell me. I get right. I mean, that's how I do all my videos, but I would say no. I mean, obviously you want to have an idea of the tonality in your voice, right? If you know that there's going to be a sentence coming right after it, then maybe don't end it on a high note, right? Like, interest rate, and then like go into a next sentence. But no, I mean, it's how I've done literally all of my videos.
Hey, Don, that's the same way Tristan does his too, from Lab Coat Agents. Very, very similar.
Cool.
Yeah. And just, I mean, like, if you want to memorize lines and try to do it, and especially for long form content, like when you do like your 1 to 2 minute videos for YouTube, it's impossible to try to memorize it. You'll spend hours doing it, or you just do that right there and go from there. So,
just don't.
Okay. You probably need to make sure you pretty much stay in the same physical position.
Yes. X on the ground and the camera stays in the same spot, or sit in the same spot. One of the two. We went through that in the 5-week class.
Yeah, and absolutely. And then like towards the end or real quick, like Jenny will show you like 2 or 3 minutes. Like I'll bring up CapCut and what we use. It's going to be impossible to show you guys much in this short time frame, but we go all that in the course. But let me break down this for you guys. This is important. So content creation, there is a certain structure to a video. Most people don't know this, okay? But this is how you have good content that people engage with, right? Because all of the social platforms will measure if people open your video and close it, if they watch 25%, 50%, or 75 or 100% through, okay? So real quick, here's how you do it. There's a hook, right? My hook was, as an example, did you know you can get a 2.75 rate when rates are 8%? Let me show you how. Okay, I'm kind of interested, right? Then you give an emotional trigger. I know mortgage payments are so high right now with those high interest rates, but let me show you how to avoid that. So now they're hooked, right? And you give them a quick win, and then you have a call to action. And for me, my call to action is always something simple. Subscribe and follow. Like my video and follow for more wealth building tips, right? Like and follow for more real estate tips. Something simple, but just people watching your video, when you say that 2 or 3 times, you'll be amazed, like the research behind people like liking and subscribing because you tell them to. Okay. Now here's a couple examples. Okay. These are videos that I've done. So I'll run through them real quick. Hook. Here's the best way to save $20,000 a year. Who doesn't want to save 20K, right? Emotional trigger. I know things are hard right now, but with financial discipline and breaking things down to small pieces, you can begin to accomplish them. People say, hey, Michael, you're right. I know I can do that, right? Quick win. You want to save 20K? How often do you get paid? Weekly? Great. Simply set aside $350 a week, every paycheck, and boom, there you go. Then if you want to do bi-weekly or monthly, whatever it is, you change the script, right? If you want to take charge of your finances, like and follow for more financial tips. That's one of my exact videos with more to it. Another quick example right here. So hook, make more money by doing this. Who wants to make more money? Everybody, right? Emotional trigger. Are you not earning what you like or what you find yourself stuck lacking the time or energy to create more? Quick win, good news. Here's a solution. You need to delegate out tasks to free up time to focus on learning new skills and maximize your income. Let me show you how. Then I go into it in the video. And then again, call to action. If you want to take charge of your finances, like and follow for more wealth building tips, right? So I won't keep going through these. Here's the assumable loan one and going from there. Okay. So video editing, Jenny's going to show you guys real quick. these are the apps that you can use. We mostly use CapCut and WeVideo. I mean, Mojo is great and Video is great. Adobe Premiere, you got to have a doctorate in editing. No thanks, but like it's popular with people that are really good at it. But I don't have time for that. So we use CapCut for like 99.9%. And then here's the main apps that we use is ChatGPT, which I'll show you quickly how to kind of integrate it, and then CapCut and Loom. I can go over that more in the course. We just don't have time right now. Okay, so you want to show them like just the interface of CapCut real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I need to stop sharing so that I can.
Okay, one sec, guys.
Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to show you, this is the CapCut app. This is what we like to use for editing our videos.
Here you go.
You'll be tapping this new project button. I'm going to add this
have
video
it in
that
an email you sent yourself.
we just recorded of Michael while he was talking. So one of the easiest things that you can do is just quickly add some captions.
Yeah, so we'll spend like 2 or 3 minutes, guys. I know we don't have a lot of time, but basically like this is the CapCut interface. It's called CapCut again. There's a mobile version, desktop version, and we'll quickly show you how to like cut out a part of the video and like basic captions. And then from there, you'll just have to play with the app to get the hang of it. You know?
Yeah,
So,
we know this is drinking from a fire hose today, but we're short on time. So you'll hit this text button and then the auto captions on the bottom here and just hit start. And this is where it comes into play where Michael was doing the cut keep. Because it will pull up everything that he said.
yeah, so you can just scroll down through it and see your cues, right? You can obviously play the video while you're doing it if you want to, but it just makes it'll take just like, as you continue to produce content, it'll save you hours and hours of time, like over the months.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Cool. And then show them real quick, like how you basically would just cut out a section.
Okay. So this is where he blunders. Did you know you can buy a house today and get crap? I forgot what I was going to say. Cut. So we delete these clips. And now it's out of his video. See, it's just, and so here it has a little bit of a jerky transition. So you can drag this a little bit to make it more smooth. But that's just like a super quick, just add some captions, really simple edit.
And you can do like noise reduction. I mean, you can do like overlays. Like you can do everything.
Yeah.
Like, you can spend 5 hours on the app. So, but at least that just shows you how easy it is to switch it from like when you record it on your phone, you just simply open CapCut, hit upload, and you can have a quality video edited in like 15, 20 minutes.
And it lets you play with the font and colors and all that.
So then like, I don't really have time to go into any of this today, but after you have your content pillars, right? You have your cell phone, you have your content pillars, you created content, you've recorded it, you put it into CapCut, you've edited it, then you post it on social media. I've got times for all different platforms that we can go over. But the next thing you do is launch the Facebook ads, right? With the videos that you created. We show you how to do that later on. And then I will give you this real quick. This is something I just made for you guys today. So you can take a screenshot or a picture. We can send this out. But here's the basics of, you're not here yet. You have to obviously get content created and do all those things first. But here's what you do. So you run engagement or reach ads, right? You do this until people start knowing who you are. There isn't an exact time formula or amount of time this takes or equation, but just when you start getting good engagement and people start mentioning and seeing you or interacting with you on a regular basis, right? This means they are starting to like, know, and trust you. For an example, for me, as just to tell you when I started noticing, is I would have clients offer and I would have listing agents be like, oh, Michael, like I've seen some of your videos, right? Or literally some of my clients. I've already gotten clients from my videos that haven't gone to my landing pages because they've liked the content. So when you start getting that, it means you're getting noticed in your local community, okay? So then you run brand awareness. And then this will retarget these people. And Russ and I talked about this, like you can literally put like Facebook knows people that engaged with your post, and then you can do an awareness to retarget those specific people, their likes and interests. Like this goes deep, deep, deep. So there's a lot that goes into that. So yeah, it's super cool, right? So once they engage, you can re-engage with them. And then finally at that point, that's when you ask for a call to action. The biggest mistake people make is they want to come out and not do this. Sorry, the first part right there, where run engagement, they want to come out and say, hey, like, I'm great, like, come list with me or buy with me. Like, no, like you have to give people a reason to, right? Like you don't buy from strangers. You have to build the credibility first. And that's why these first steps are so important. And then
Michael,
from there, you build the funnels out.
Let me jump in. People are thinking right now, oh my gosh, buying Facebook ads, I must be spending thousands of dollars a month. Give them an idea of what you spend.
I've never spent more than $10 a day. So, you know, the better your content and, you know, the more consistent you are, like $200-300 a month. And I mean, my ROI has got to be like,
Michael,
1,000%, 10,000%. I don't know.
I've got a question for you. So when we do a normal post on Facebook, it's my understanding that maybe 10% of our friends, quote, actually have that post show up in their feed. But if you were to take your database of, say, 300 clients, create a custom audience, match them to Facebook accounts, and then did a sponsored ad like you're talking about, does that guarantee you that, at least for the ones that match to Facebook accounts, that they will definitely have your posts will definitely appear in their news feed? They still obviously have to log into Facebook, but it will definitely be in their feed.
I think guarantee is a strong word. I don't know the actual answer to that, except for if you are. So sorry, I maybe misheard you, but I heard two questions. The first one being if you upload clients and you run a specific ad to a previous client list, 100%. Those people, like you can say, exclude my followers or like exclude, right, like my friends. And literally that's the cool thing is like you can do a Facebook ad and not have your friends and family and people see it, and literally run a separate ad to specific clients. So yes, you can exclude everyone else so you're not spamming them per se. That's a lot of concerns that people have. But yeah, I mean, you can basically tell Facebook to target. And then from there, you can upload your database and say, like, for example, I would say like, hey, you know, I know interest rates are high right now, but there's still a lot of reasons to buy. And I would go through whatever it is. And I can market that to my old database. Or I could say, hey, right now is a great time for HELOCs. And only my old database would see it. Then I can tell Facebook to actually do a new audience based off of the likes, interest, and clicks of my past audience. And that's where it gets super cool, right? So yeah, there's a lot in that. Let me get to the next couple sections. I know we're almost out of time, but I want to show you ChatGPT real quick. But then the last part, right, is creating the click funnels to drive traffic to your landing pages, then to gather the lead info through those call to actions and your lead magnets, which super important lead magnets, and then have new leads come straight to your phone. So let me give you a quick example of what this looks like. This one right here. This is all of it put together. So this is the landing page that I made. You can click here, and this is a lead magnet that we created of like a 15-page complete buyer ebook that's not boring. It has like all the legit stuff in it. Again, call to action here, right? And then also we've made it where on this page, if people enter their information, then they then get access to these videos. Now, I mentioned earlier that I don't put these videos right here really on my Instagram or TikTok. They're on YouTube, right? But this is the nuts and bolts of people that are actually potentially going to buy with you, right? So these are geared towards those people. Because if I put this out on social media, most people are like, whatever, dude, right? They want to know about how to save money or set their kids up or all that good stuff, right? So those are the videos to get people's attention. And the ones that are actually looking to buy will funnel themselves to your landing page, and that's where you get their information. So they enter their information, they get the ebooks, the downloads, they get to watch all these videos, and then here's the buyer's ebook that we have. So this is a funnel in action that we've had great success with. Okay. I know that also I want to get in ChatGPT real quick. So I got a couple examples. This goes back to the content. So you say, I don't know what to talk about. Well, first of all, think harder, be more creative. Okay. Secondly, though, if you really can't figure it out, then right here, this is a thing I did this just before the class this morning. So please make a 30-day content calendar organized into a chart that looks like a calendar of short-term videos from a mortgage lender's perspective of tips about financing basics and wealth building for young families with a catchy or clickbaity titles that will trend in search results. And here we go, right? 30 days of content. I won't spend time going all over those, but there you go. And if you want to take it even further, create 90 short form videos, topics, ideas about mortgage and real estate tips for Instagram. Make these videos with catchy titles about topics that people are researching and trending.
And Michael, you can even then take that, like the first one, and say, create me a 1-minute script based on this title, on this subject. You don't have to do anything anymore.
And it's so funny Russell says that, because the next example I got here, buddy, create me an Instagram script for a 60-second video or less about the 5 key things to consider when listing your home for sale. I made this for you realtors, right? Just do it together, right? I'm not even sure if it's any good, but it will be, right? Please include a strong video hook, ensure you emotionally connect, and create a call to action. That goes back to the structure of a video. And then boom, here it is, lays it out. Upbeat music, right? Post, smiling and friendly. It literally tells you how to act in your video. And then your call to action, and then there. And the last thing that I always do then, when I'm about to post a reel on Instagram, here's an example. I'll say, write me a description for an Instagram reel with 5 bullet points that are facts about monthly PMI. That's a video that I did, right? By monthly PMI versus doing single premium MI on a mortgage loan. So it spits out a few things. Now I obviously go through and make sure it's correct, and I kind of use my own knowledge, but it gives you can literally copy and paste this then into your Instagram description. And it makes it just so much easier. And here's one more example, same thing, right? Write a caption for Instagram reel about benefits of adding your child to a credit card as an authorized user. Make the description 5 bullet points that are facts about the topic. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. So yeah, and I just want to reiterate, right? I'm a mortgage guy, right? So like, but if you're not branding yourself and if you're not doing this, then you're gonna fall behind. I won't say you have business anymore, but there is a shift in our industry. I think you all are feeling it. The old way of business isn't the new way. And I've been in the business for almost 10 years, like I said, but up until I'd say maybe like about a year ago, I started understanding the power of this. And again, I didn't even know what CapCut was. I didn't know how to do any of this. And again, I'm still far from where I want to be, but I will show you this real quick, just as an example too, of what you can do with just consistency. I'll ever get on the desktop version. By the way, if you guys don't follow Alex Hormozy, you should. Okay, so I've got almost 3,100 followers now, and I had like 150, and that's just from producing the content, right, over and over and over. And then real quick, like right here, so I think it shows that say 74,000 accounts in 30 days that I reached, right? And I've got some free downloads for free appraisals for people that work with me, the home buyer guide. But yeah, so I hope that was helpful, guys. I mean, there's a lot to it. We didn't even get into Facebook ads and funnels, but that's kind of what we built over the last 8, 9, 10 months.
So Michael, if they want access to the free 5 weeks, they need to give you their info. How do they get it to you?
I apologize, guys. I was going to build a funnel that I was going to show you guys, but I talked to Russ yesterday where you could have scanned it and got the info. But if you just want to email me, Russ, if you want to send out my email, but What I hoped to have was just a funnel where you guys could scan it and then enter your information, but we just didn't quite have time to make it. So
any comments, questions, concerns? I know we're still got a minute or two. I know that we run these a little longer than a half hour. Anybody have any like specific questions? If you got the email there, just send them that you want the 5-week course. There are 5 links, and as long as you have the links, you are able to pull up the YouTube videos. They all run between an hour and an hour and a half, and there's 0 cost, and we're selling nothing at the end. We just want you to be successful. And the unfortunate part is, we have 30 people on here, and I would be surprised if 3 do it, but we would love you to.
Yeah. And again, guys, like Russ said, obviously I'm looking to grow my brand and work with great agents, but even if you don't work with me, like, I really want you guys to understand, I've got some friends in the business. Fortunately, they're, very successful and pretty well connected. Like, this is the future. Like, if you're not doing this, like, why do we all buy Apple products? Because their marketing is absolutely phenomenal, right? And it makes you want to buy it. Not only does Apple know how to market, but what do they do first? They create a need and a niche where there wasn't one to begin with. They're so good about it, right? So selling is marketing, right? Any business is marketing. So you can be the best in the world, but if no one knows who you are, you'll be out of business. And I'm not saying you shouldn't door knock and cold call. I do all that too, right? Well, not as much anymore, right? Because this is a way of door knocking on a mass scale with targeted content towards people that are engaging with you. And I can tell you guys, the leads that I get that come to my phone like that, when I call, they literally say, "Oh, Michael." Not 100% of the time, right? But they say, "I'm really glad you called," or like, because they just watched your video, guys. They just were like hanging out with you in their mind, and they saw you talking over and over to them. So I actually had my assistant call one time because I was busy and I got a lead, and they hung up on my assistant because they're like, "Hey, I'm so-and-so." And before they could finish, they hung up. So I was like, no, that hasn't happened yet. I'll call back. I called back, and I swear to God, guys, they were like, "Oh, Michael, so good to hear from you." I'm telling you, they're the best leads you're going to create because they're clicking on you and giving you their information. So yeah, if you guys want to do it, great. I'd love to team up. If not, like, do it anyways. So
Awesome. Michael, you were amazing. Thank you, Jenny, too, in the background. Again, we do a 5-week course. I gave it to everybody in my group that wanted it. It was completely free. We have them as embedded links. You have to have the links to actually open them. We didn't make them public. There's a bunch of stuff that Michael and I do at the beginning that's totally not professional. It's not unprofessional either, but I just don't want it out there to the public. Maybe we'll cut those up and make them exactly right and sell it one day. But right now, we're just making it free to everybody in the group. So with that, Tom, I'll hand it back to you.
All right. Okay, well, thank you so much, Michael, Russ. This was amazing. Y'all just take one thing and put it into action this week. One thing, and you'll go big. So, hey, this Friday, we've got the foundational 4 pillars of lead generation this Friday, Freedom Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Don't want to miss it. Thanks, y'all. Have a good day. See you soon.